Hey everyone, in case you missed it, we recently announced our new visualization feature in Dispatch. So this update makes it incredibly easy for anyone to monitor and visualize smart contract activity without writing a single line of code. Now, if you're active in DeFi, which if you're watching this video, I'm assuming that you are, you know the struggle. Refreshing block explorers, jumping between different dashboards constantly, and trying to track multiple transactions within a specific contract. It's a lot to handle. So today I'm going to show you how to set up a complete monitoring system using XY Finance as an example. XY Finance is a popular cross-chain aggregator, and we're going to be doing all of this in just a few minutes, and again, without writing a single line of code. So before we start, you'll need a couple things. First, you will need a Discord account and server where you have permission to add bots. And second, you will need a free Dispatch account, which you can sign up for at espresso.io. Alright, so first, let's organize our Discord server. It's best to create dedicated channels for different types of activity. So I'm creating 3 channels. One for swaps, one for fees, and one for security events and admin changes. So let's go ahead over here in the text channels area and create the 3 channels. Alright, so the 3 channels here are created. This pretty much keeps your alerts organized and it makes it a lot easier to track specific activities. Alright, so now let's head over to Dispatch, and again, if you don't have an account, go ahead and sign up. It's free and it only takes a minute. Now once you're logged in, you'll see the dashboard, and under create a patch, you can select a trigger and an action. This is how we can start creating our first patch. Now, what is a patch? We say that a lot. You can think of it as an automation. You know, a patch is just what Dispatch calls a data stream. So for this first patch, we'll focus on swap activities. So under create a patch, we can select our trigger. It's going to be smart contract activity. And our action, we will choose Discord. This is where Dispatch will send the data. So go ahead and click complete patch. Alright, so this takes us to the patch builder page. Now we need to tell Dispatch which contract to monitor. For XY Finance, we'll use their Y-Bridge contract on Arbitrum. So for the network, I'll select Arbitrum. And now we can add in their smart contract. Now, if you've already added in a smart contract, you can, of course, search for it, but I have not added in XY Finance in here, so there is no XY Finance contract. So we can go ahead and click on Add a Smart Contract. This is where you can paste in the contract address and then give it a name. So XY Finance Y-Bridge. And then you can click on Add Contract. Dispatch should be able to add that in for you and pull in all of the information. Okay, great. So now Dispatch knows which contract to watch for, right? So next we need to select which specific events and functions to monitor. Now for this swap monitoring patch, we do want to track a few swap events and functions. So let me just select a few as an example. Alright, so now that we've selected all the events and functions that we want to be alerted for, we can go ahead and click continue. Now we wanted it to go to Discord, so this is already pre-selected. You can click continue. And now we need to connect Dispatch to our Discord server. So for the action event, we can select post in a Discord server. And for the destination, if this is your first time, you'll need to click on add a Discord server and authorize Dispatch. Let me just show you how that looks like. So go ahead and click here to add Discord server. Now all you have to do is follow the prompts to complete the authorization process. So let's say we want to add it to a specific server. Let's say we created the server earlier, remember? So we can add it to XY Finance server. Click continue. You can just leave everything checked here, but most importantly, we do want the send messages to be checked. So once we have all of that checked, we can click authorize. Alright, awesome. So that was successfully added. Now, what we can do is actually select the channel within that specific server. And because we are just monitoring swap activities in this specific patch, we do want it to go to our swaps channel from the channel dropdown. So that's XY swaps. So select that, click continue. Now let's test the connection. All you have to do is click test, but you should see a test message appear in your Discord. Alright, so let's check and see if that happened. Alright, here we go. This is our swaps channel, and this is the test message. Great. So that worked. Click continue. Now you can actually create a new name for this patch, which I do recommend because you want to be able to easily find your patch when you're looking at your patch overview or your patch history. So let's name it something like... Alright, now we can turn the patch on. Great, so now we've created our first patch for swap activities. Now let's go ahead and quickly set up 2 more patches. We can go through a little bit quicker because now we know how to do it. So, alright, so now in patches overview, you can see that we've set up this patch to monitor all the swap activities. So now whenever events are emitted or functions are called, you can go to that Discord channel and be alerted in real time. But nothing has fired yet, so obviously we haven't gotten anything. But we'll just let that run in the background. Now we're going to quickly create a couple more patches. Now from here, you can create patches in a couple ways, right? We can click on create a patch here or up here. I'm going to quickly create a patch and you guys can follow along. Alright, so now let's take a look at our new visualization features. This is what we're most excited about with this release. So from the dashboard, we are going to go to the contracts tab. Now, as you can see, I've added so many contracts and created so many patches, tracking different activities across multiple chains. But you can actually filter by the contract name. So you can type in XY Finance. Now all you have to do is click on your XY Finance contract to see the detailed activity. Alright, here we go. So here you can see charts showing different patterns and trends over time. And you can also unlock a larger window of time by having a starter or a pro account. And you can also see the top interacting addresses. No functions have been fired just yet, but we can see the 2 types of events that have. So these new visualizations help you identify patterns like peak swap times, right? And most frequent activities, key interacting addresses. And it helps us identify emerging trends over time. Alright, so that pretty much wraps it up. We've just set up a complete monitoring system using Dispatch. And we just did all of this without having to write any queries. Remember, you can use these steps to monitor any smart contract that you're interested in. Anyways, if you liked this video and you found it helpful, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll be posting more Dispatch tutorials there. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below.